Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Ken. Good morning, good morning. I'm actually going to have a sip because I like coffee.
Coffee's good, man. Gives you energy.
Yes. So we have a special guest in studio today. So Nathan Brown is here with us. He is the director of marketing for King's Ransom Foundation, our foundation across the street here in Kerrville that takes care of the widow, the orphan, and the poor, as well as serving those who need to get back up on their feet in the local markets here. And we have Nathan here with us for a couple reasons. Before we do that, I want to make sure that everybody knows who this guy is. Mr. Butch McCracken, the general manager of Destiny Global, keeps us on the straight and narrow. Right?
I try.
Most days.
Nah, you do, man. You do.
Most days. So why I have Nathan here is we have something amazing coming up in July that I'm going to let him talk a little bit about. But I wanted to have him over because there's been something that we haven't highlighted in some time and haven't brought enough attention to it, and I want to do it. Today I want to bring the focus down, get the spotlight on something that we do as part of Destiny Global, and Nathan actually heads this up for us. And Nathan is my son as well. He is one of the twins, so he and his brother Noah. So, but Nathan heads up Next Gen and has done a fabulous job at it. And so I want him to kind of walk you through what is Next Gen all about. What does it do? What's it for? And so welcome to Coffee with Ken. So I'll have you just jump right in. So what is Next Gen and why is it important?
Yeah. So Next Gen is a group of young individuals. About age ranges between 10 and about 18 typically. So, and yeah, I mean, we just get together and we just talk about sprouts and goals. I mean, if you guys know know Destiny Global and the teachings, we just talk about things that we want to accomplish, things that we've accomplished, and we talk about just all sorts of stuff. I mean, it just depends on what's going on in life. So
Gotcha.
Each Zoom call can be pretty different. We try to incorporate some fun, get all the gyms in there.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, if guys don't know what gyms are, that is basically the different personalities. So you want to involve everybody that attends. So good job.
Yeah.
So how does that really tie into what Destiny Global is doing?
Yeah. So I know that Destiny Global is very focused on developing leadership, right? Very focused on making sure that we are equipping people, right, for success. And I don't think there's really anyone more important than the next generation. They're going to be the ones inheriting the world, right? So it's a pretty big deal to equip them and to make sure that they have an opportunity to be involved in a community that is chasing the same things they are.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's just these kids are different. I mean, I will tell you, like, a lot of them read like an insatiable amount. They have a hunger to read, which is, I've never seen it before. And it challenges me too in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a community of young people who are really focused and dedicated on pursuing goals and accomplishing things. So,
Sounds very much like what we do at First Steps, doesn't it? So
yeah.
really pouring into the teachings and taking it to the next level. And of course, we have a whole teaching series that is on Next Gen. So really helping spur on the next generation. So we have a whole teachings on that, Butch. What is the
Grooming
teachings?
the Next Generation.
Grooming the Next Generation. That's right.
It's a book that was written by Danny, and also an audio program with workbooks and everything.
Yeah.
To help bring them up. We used to, when my daughter Sam and Elena were coming at 9 and 15, now 20 and 27, we used to sit in the bedroom and pop in the DVD and as a family and watch it. It's critical to watch it as a family. It's not just something you throw your kids in front of, but it's centered around the entire family to help bring up that next generation.
Right. Well, I know that it's been very beneficial for our own family and teachings and pouring into, the stress of having kids that are on social media, which happens whether you want it or not, and working through the difficulties of what that can bring into their life and the amount of problems it can bring in, learning how to use social media properly, having accountability around that, talking through, there's so much that happens. One of the things that was just put out, it was a study about at schools, was the amount of bullying and things that happens through social media that most parents don't even know about. And of course, we're going to not be remiss here at Destiny Global talking about what happened just south of here the day before yesterday, which was a tragic situation in Uvalde, which is literally 70 miles from our house, and the tragic shooting that happened. And you know what? It's so important and so timely that you're here, because people that are poured into, you don't want to hurt other people, but people that are hurt end up hurting other people.
Yeah.
So, and when that continues on, and having ways, and why we're not going to focus on the politics of the situation. We know that the answer is developing people. That's the core of it, because that's what Christ did. Is developing people. We can put every protection, every mechanism in place, and people are still going to try to find a way around it.
And we'll find it.
But when you start, when you start changing minds and hearts, you change everything, and that's what Next Gen is doing, and I can see that in the lives and the things that you guys are doing.
Well, something to touch on real quick is it's about environment. It's about the environment that you're creating. Are you breeding results and success? Are you producing an entrepreneurial mindset? That's a big word. Or are you generating excuses? Because your kids are watching what you're doing. And I think that creating an environment where we get to share and engage together, and we get to see, like, I talk to so many people who are even older, who are inspired by some of the younger Next Geners who, some of these Next Geners pay their own way to events. Like, that's how dedicated they are to creating
absolutely
and
love
being
that.
in an environment
Way to
for
go.
themselves. So so it's really inspiring to see that, and that's what it is, though. It's environment. If you produce an environment, you're going to get that is equipped to produce success, then you're going to get results. So
we call that the inner circle. So who are you surrounded with? Who are the people that's creating your environment? Because the teachings has been going on for 30 years at this company about you are going to become who you're surrounded with. So Next Gen is a group of people that you want your kids plugged into, parents, because we help them. Nathan, so how does a parent that's watching this for the first time, how do they get their young person and their family involved in Next Gen? What's the process?
Yeah, so typically what we would normally do, and it's kind of what has put a strain on being able to bring parents in who are part of the community, is we have pre-games at live events. And a lot of parents see this large group of kids gathering, and they bring their kids, and typically we'll have cards or wristbands or something that we'll pass out, and we'll say, hey, we're going to have a pre-game event, and it's typically at registration. So it's that Thursday night typically that happens. And we tell them about Next Gen, and we talk to them about the event, and we get them thinking. We get the Next Geners specifically thinking about what do you want to get out of the event? Because maybe it's not something that they're thinking about. Maybe their parents brought them along.
Yeah,
but, you know what I mean.
Sure.
I was there before, so I know what that's like. But getting them in the mindset and letting them know there's other people here who want to get something out of it, and creating an environment where they are focused on that instead of, I'd rather be somewhere else.
Right. So that obviously could not happen because we were doing virtual events and we didn't have registration. I guess we could have done a Zoom call trying to register everybody. But now that we're going back to that, Jackie, Carmen, and I got together, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due. They were really pushing that they wanted to do something for Next Gen at this next event. And so, I'm very proud to announce, it's already been announced, but I'm going to announce it again because we need to keep hearing it, because I want you signed up and at the event. And that is, we're having a Next Gen gathering, really a celebration at the event in Pensacola, July 29th through 31st. And that will be on Thursday evening. Jackie and Carmen are going to be involved. This is the first time that you're actually going to have trainers involved with you and the Next Gen at an event, right? And so how would parents know to connect? And so I know that we work on several different things, but let's tell people how to get connected.
Yeah, so the first thing that we have is we have a Facebook page. It's just a public page. We have a private one as well, but that's specifically for Next Geners. We'll share stuff in there.
Very smart,
Yep.
right? We don't want
have a-
everybody messing with our kids, so I'm glad it's a
Exactly.
private group. Okay.
So we have a front gate, essentially, is what I'll call it. It's just a page, and we'll probably provide a link so you can go find it.
You know what? Chris will do that.
Yeah.
Chris will put
Chris
a link
is always
there.
on the case.
Yes.
So we always appreciate Chris. But yeah, so they can go there, and then also we have a messaging tool that we've been working on to be able to send out the Zoom link to Next Geners who want to join, and we're also probably going to start doing
Let's
emails
back up a
as well.
second. So tell them about the Zoom, because that's an important thing.
That's true.
So that's how you meet that you were telling us about, huh?
Yeah.
So you do a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered who was using my Zoom on Tuesdays. There we go. Butch, I found him. There he is. So on Tuesday nights, you're using my Zoom, right? So
Yes,
y'all have a Zoom
yes.
meeting every Tuesday? So tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Every Tuesday at 6 Central Time, we have a Zoom call. And like I said, we just talk about sprouts and goals. We incorporate some fun. We started off with a virtual game. We've had a lot of fun games, and I think it's definitely been something that has made it enjoyable for a lot of the Next Geners. Incorporating the Sapphire-ness in there. Sapphire being the gym that enjoys fun and is encouraged to participate in things when it's fun. And then we talk about sprouts and goals. We talk about skill sets, like what skill sets are you focused on producing. We ask a challenging question. It's a thoughtful question that requires you to think a little bit. And then we have a fun question, so just something so everyone can get to know each other better. So yeah, it's just a fun get together that we have every week. We have some pretty consistent people who come on, and they just inspire each other. So there's lots of
Accountability in that too?
exactly, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So they can get connected. We'll have a link on there for it. Why don't we go ahead and give them your email address at King's Ransom
Right.
as well. Chris, if you can put that on there as well, we'll have
Yeah.
that in the comments for you. Because I really, 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 parents, I want you locked in and getting your kids plugged in. We don't want to have our kids as statistics out here in this world as not having the right environment and influence. And you know as well as I do that the fact is if you have your young people plugged in to great people heading towards goals that we all want and desire for our kids,
Yep.
there is no better place. And so I encourage you to do that and get plugged into it. So what are things that we were going to be doing in Florida? Do you remember what we're going to be doing in
Yeah.
Florida? So why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing
Yeah.
in Florida?
We're going to be having a special pregame that we've never done before. It's going to be pretty unique. We've never had the trainers come to the pregame and inspire the youth, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to be Jackie and Carmen have decided that they wanted to really be engaged with Next Gen in that unique way with this event. And for me, I want Jackie and Carmen to feel welcome, and I want them to feel and know that this is something that Next Geners want. Because I told them at the Zoom call, and I mean they were just super excited. People who maybe were like, another event or whatever. They were like, oh my gosh, now I want to go. So it's definitely a huge thing that we're doing because it's something we've never done before. So
This is going to be a special event all the way around. I'm going to start leaking stuff right now because the whole theme for this event is going to be acceleration. Right now, we need to be accelerating our results in our lives because if you're paying attention, the market just took one of the biggest hits it's ever had. People are looking for passive income. I want to talk to you about active income, making more what you're doing so you'll have passive income to me is when I'm retired because I've got so much money in the bank that I don't have to do anything. So all of us need passive income, but you have to be really earning and putting into that because you're going to get you're going to get out what you put in.
Yep.
So you have to have active income, right? Don't forget about that. And I'm watching this trend where everybody wants to go do the softy jobs, but we don't have young people learning trades to go do it. And we're going to regret that if we're not careful. So I'm going to be pouring into making sure our young people know the importance of the trades, of being able to fix air conditioners and doing lawns and all the things that are so easy. What these guys did, Nathan and Noah had their own lawn business and were earning massive amounts of money working in the summer.
We
So
actually have next geners who mow lawns, and they do all sorts of crazy stuff like that. So we
Yeah.
have people who, bake cupcakes and send them to cupcake shops.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
So you listen to this. We want your kids plugged in to learn how to be entrepreneurs, not waiting till they're older, getting involved, getting plugged in.
Now.
Man, first steps to success, Pensacola, Florida, July 29th, 31st. We actually got a special hotel rate with, we can give you the link to it because going to Pensacola in July could be
Peak
expensive.
season, yeah.
Right. So it is absolutely beautiful, by the way. It is so awesome. I cannot wait for it. In fact, Jackie did a dance. He was actually dancing. Caught him on video and then published it, right? So excited about going to Pensacola. But we're going to be in person. And I just cannot reiterate, go get your tickets. We are releasing tickets for Tim Fox and Angela to actually invite their church members because we're holding it at Jubilee Church there in Pensacola. You're seeing posts about it. Go to Destiny Global. You'll see pictures of it, where we're going. It is going to be knock your socks off good. And I'm telling you it's going to be good because Jackie Carmen are already focused on what we're going to be bringing to you based on the needs that are known right now and getting you the skills, teaching the basics, getting you back in touch with where you need to be, getting focused, and I can't wait to see you there. So thank you all for joining. Nathan, thank you for coming
Yep.
over and sharing about
Yes.
Next Gen, and you have a
Cheers.
great day. Thanks for joining Coffee with Ken.